All right, good morning, students. I am going to start now. What you're going to need today is your worksheets. This sheet here, we're going to be looking at page 10. Okay, so your normal worksheet. So if you can get those out for me. If you haven't already sent a picture of that to me, some of you have already, which I've received. Thank you. Please, can you send it to me? Otherwise, you don't need to send it. I'll look at it from home. So please, can you make sure that you've got those with you, because we are going to be looking at question 17. Okay, so if you can get question 17 ready. And we're going to go through each of these one by one, because I see from the work that has been submitted to me that there's still some issues working all of these things out. Okay, all right, I need you please to when I'm going to ask questions, I need you to unmute yourself and then give me answers. Okay, so I'm going to need some interactive responses here in order to make sure that you are on the right track. And then I've got a whiteboard here behind me, and I've also got this small board here, which I'll be showing you examples on. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with the first one, number 17. And we'll look at A, letter A. All right. So let's go through this step by step to make sure that you are in the right place. First, the key is A flat. Okay, who can tell me how many flats A flat has got?
Four flats.
4 flats, correct. Can you tell me what they are?
B flats.
Yes.
E flats.
E flats, D flats.
A flats and D flats.
Correct. Okay, I've written them up on the board there. I don't know if you can see them. They're probably a bit small. Okay. So now we know what the key signature is. And if you haven't already written the key signature, that needs to be up straight away. Right, our next point is, it says chord 7, I'll write it up here, chord 7, 5, chord 6. Okay, and this is in A flat major. So now we need to work out what chord 6 would be in A flat major. Who can tell me what chord 6 in A flat major would be? Anybody know?
F.
F, correct. All right. So our chord, this chord, 6, is going to be F. We need an A and a C. F, A, C. Okay? All right. Are we all on board about how we found chord 6 in A flat? Go like this. A, B, C, D, E, F. And that gets us to 6. Okay? So our chord is F, A, C. And now we want to find chord 7 in F major. Okay, so let's ask ourselves, what is the key signature for F major? Anybody know? 1 flat, correct.
1 flat.
Which is B flat. All right. What would chord 7 in A flat be?
It's E.
Yes, it starts with an E. All right, so we've got E. If we want all of the notes of that, we need to go E, F, G, A, B, C, D. That gets us our diminished 7th notes. Okay. Then we look at the key signature for F, and that says we've got a B flat. All right. So we need to make sure that the B is flat. Okay. What is the other thing that we need to do when we're in the major key? What do we have to do with the top note of a diminished seventh chord?
We have to lower the seventh.
We have to lower the seventh. Okay, so which note is the seventh here? Is it E, G, B, or D?
D.
D.
Yes, and at the moment it's D natural. So what do I need to make it? D.
Make it a flat.
Yes, good. Okay, so there's the chord that we need. Okay, the seventh. What is the seven telling us there? In what position is this chord?
In root position.
In root position. So which note must be in the bass voice?
E.
Correct. All right, now here comes the tricky part. Okay, is that E an E flat, an E natural, or an E sharp over here?
A flat.
Are
No,
you
E
sure it's E
natural.
flat?
E
It's E
natural.
Yes, because in F major there's no E flat. Okay, so this needs to be an E natural. If we look at the key signature that we already have, it's got a B flat and E flat in here. Okay, so when we write the chord out, we must make sure that we put an E natural in. Okay, are you all with me on that?
Yes.
Is there anybody who needs me to explain why we are writing E natural? Just put up your hand or.
Yes.
Okay. So the point is here. Remember, we were looking at chord 6 and we found that chord 6 was F, A, C. So we are now thinking in F major. Okay? F major only has one flat in the key signature. Okay? But we are working originally in A flat major, and the key signature for A flat major is B, E, A, D, all of the flats. Okay? Therefore, when we are working in F major, we would have to have natural signs for all of these other flats. Okay? So when we get to the E part, it must be a natural in order to be operating in F major. Okay. So I have written out a version of the chord here, and I'm just going to walk you through it. Okay, so here's the chord. Okay, you'll see in the bass voice is an E natural. Okay, you'll notice over here that there's the key signature from A flat major because we are in A flat major and we're using the secondary dominant. Okay, so I need to put an E flat over, an E natural. Okay, there's the E natural. Okay, now the other notes in the chord, E, G, B flat, and D flat. Those are the notes we need. Okay. If we look at the key signature has a B flat in it, and it's also got a D flat. Okay. So I don't need to write the B flat in over here, and I don't need to write the D flat in over there either. Okay. Those flats are already taken by the key signature, so I don't need to worry about it. Okay. Are we all right with that? Is there anything that you need me to go through on that chord?
So why is the C natural?
Why is the C natural? Okay, that's a good question. So there is no C in this one, okay? If we're looking at this one, it might look like a C from there, but this is actually a B, okay? Sorry. And this one is an E natural, and this one is a G natural. We're in the bass clef there, okay? Let's just have a look at the notes that we needed. If we're in F major, chord 7 in E major, in F major is E, G, B, and D, okay? That means if we go F, G, A, B, C, D, E, that's where we get the E from. And because in F major there is no E flat, it must be E natural. There's no G flat in F major. There is a B flat in F major. And we always have to lower the seventh note of the diminished seventh in the major key, and that's why that D flat is there. Okay? So altogether, you could have put this in any position as long as the E natural is in the lowest, in the bass voice. Okay? All of the other notes there could have been distributed as you liked. Okay? Does that answer your question? Yes, no, maybe? You're all very quiet this morning. Are we okay? If there's anything that you need to, if you need me to go over something that you do not understand, then see if you can be quite specific about what it is that you're not getting. If it's a particular note or if it's a particular accidental. Okay? I see there's a message. Let me just have a look at the message. Okay. Looks like we're all okay then. All right. So let's go on to the second one and apply exactly the same technique. Okay. Who can tell me what is the key of the second one? Of
C minor.
C minor. Okay. And what is the key signature for C minor? 3 flats. Okay.
3 flats.
C minor has 3 flats. They are B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, we agreed with that. Now this is a minor key. What do we always have to do in a minor key? Which note must be raised? 7th note. Okay. So what is the 7th note in C minor? Who can tell me online? Who is, or what is the 7th note in C minor?
B.
B. Yes. Okay.
Flat.
And the key signature is telling us that the B is a flat. Okay. So if it's a flat, what do we need to do to it?
Need to.
We need to naturalize it. Okay. So we need to have a B natural. So I'm just going to make a note here for myself. We need a B natural. Okay. Now, the question says C minor, we want chord 7, 6, 5 of chord 5. Okay? So in C minor, let's work out what chord 5 is. C, D, E, F, G. All right? So chord 5 in C minor is G, B, D. So this is the key that we are now working in, okay? We're working in G major. Who can tell me what is the key signature of G major? F sharp, right. So in G major, we've got 1 sharp, which is F sharp. Are we all okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now let's go over here. We now want to find chord 765 in G major. Okay? So let's count. G, A, B, C, D, E, F. All right, F. So the note we need is F. And now I'm going to construct chord 7 from here. Okay, so I start with F, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Those are the notes of chord 7. Okay, so this is chord 7 over there. Okay. All right, we also see that in G major, we need to have an F sharp. Okay. In the major key, you can remind me, what do we need to do to chord 7? Which note must be lowered? Okay, let's see if anybody on 9 can tell me what note must be lowered.
A. It's
Yes, the E must be lowered, okay, because it is the 7th. This is the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. And the 7th we are lowering. It's E natural at the moment, so what does it need to become?
if, let's say.
Yes, E flat. Okay, so we need F sharp, A, C, E flat. Okay. Right, now when you come to writing it out in the original key signature of C minor, okay, you can see that in C minor there is an E flat, okay, so the key signature is covering the E flat, okay? The C isn't a problem. But you see that in C minor there is an A flat, and in this chord we need an A natural. Do you see? Okay, so in this case, when we write the chord out, we must have an A natural. Okay. Do you see where I'm going with this? Are we all on board? Can you please indicate that it's okay by, if you go down to the bottom of the screen, you'll see a thing that says react, and you put a thumbs up like that. Okay? Can you please indicate if you're okay with a thumbs up? Got one thumbs up so far. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, Paradise. Did you want to ask a question, or did that just go up by mistake? Okay. So we are okay with the fact that we need F sharp, A natural, C, and E flat in our chord. Okay. Now, the next thing is, do you see the 6-5 over here? 6-5. What is that telling us? Is this going to be in root position?
No, no, no.
No, it's not going to be in root position. So which note is going to be in the bass voice here? Is it going to be the F sharp, the A natural, the C, or the E flat? A natural. Okay, so the A natural is going to be in the bottom voice. So here is a picture. I'm just going to show you first there so you can see what it could look like. Okay. Over here is a picture of that one. Okay, you'll see at the front is the key signature for C minor. Okay, there's the key signature for C minor. There is the A natural in the bass voice. Okay. Now the other notes you could have put in any of the other voices, as long as we had an F sharp, a C, and an E, and the E flat is covered by the key signature, so I don't need to write the E flat there. You can see that I've labeled here C chord 765 of 5. Okay. Are there any questions about what we've done there? Remember, if you want to send me a message individually, you can do that. If you don't want to share on the group, okay, or you can send me a WhatsApp. Okay. All right. Looks like everybody is okay. Let's go on to the next one. When I looked at your work that you sent through to me, this one seems to have caused quite a few problems. I think some people didn't get my message that we were changing chord 3 to chord 4. So that caused some confusion. But let's work through the one that I've asked for now, okay? So I'm going to write it up on the board. If you did the wrong chord there, it's okay. You'll see what we're doing now. So the key is E minor, okay? And we are working with chord 7, 4, 3 of chord 4. The original question said of chord 3, okay? But we had changed that to chord 4. It was an error in the worksheets, okay? All right. So who can tell me what is the key signature for E minor? Correct. Anybody online can tell me?
One sharp.
And what is that sharp?
F sharp.
Correct. Okay, so there's the F sharp. And that F sharp you can put in the key signature straight away at the beginning of the question. All right, we're good with that? Now, in E minor, we are looking for chord 4. Who can tell me what chord 4 would be in E minor?
A.
Correct. Okay, so chord 4 in E minor would be A, C, E. And we're taking this starting note here to get our new key for this chord here. Okay? Right. So, A. What's the key signature for A major? Who can tell me what the key signature for A major is?
3 sharps.
Correct.
F sharp, C sharp, and
G sharp. Yes. Fantastic. All right. So we've got 3 sharps. We're in A major. We are now working out what is chord 7 in A major. Okay, so who can tell me what the starting note of chord 7 in G major is? In A major, sorry.
G sharp.
Amanda's on the board today. Right, G sharp. Is everybody agreed with that? Can we see how we got that chord 7? We would have gone A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, G. All right. If I make the rest of the notes, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. And I go back to the sharps over here and I see that the G needs to be sharp. Okay. Then we've got a B that doesn't need to be sharp. The D doesn't need to be sharp. And the F should be sharp. However, what do we always do with the 7th of a diminished 7th in a major key?
You lower the 7th.
Yes. Okay. It's F sharp at the moment. So what does it need to become?
A natural.
A natural. Correct. Okay. Now, do you remember that in our original key signature, there is an F sharp, right? For E minor. Okay. So when we write this out, we need to make sure that we put the F natural. Okay. We good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So this is our chord 7 in E minor. What does the 4-3 indicate for us? Is it in root position?
No.
No. Is it in first inversion?
No.
No. Is it in second inversion?
Yes.
Yes, it is in second inversion. So we're not using the G in the bottom. We're not using the B in the bottom. but we're going to use the D in the bottom. Okay. Now here I have, there it is. That's what it looks like there. Okay. Let's have a look at this version here. Can you all see that? It's this last one. Okay. You'll see that I've got the F sharp in the key signature. Okay. F sharp is in the key signature. And you'll see that the lowest note is the D. Okay. From up here. We've said that that must be the lowest note. Okay. There's our lowest note. Do you note that I had to put a G sharp in here? Why? Because we noticed that the opening note is a G sharp, okay? And that's not in the key signature, so I have to add the G sharp. We also noted from here that we needed an F natural, okay? And so I've had to put an F natural over there, okay? Are we all online? I mean, are we all together with this? We needed a G, a B, a D, and an F. G, B, D, F. I see that here. I just need to make a change on this one because I've not written it very clearly for you. That's a little bit clearer. Sorry, there we go. It's quite small board, so I have to write it quite carefully. Okay. Is it time for us to go back down? 10 minutes from now. Okay. All right. So we have to go now quickly to sing some more graduation things. What I would like you to do now is to go back to your work. And I think you'll find that many of you struggled with this letter C. Okay. For some reason, some of you are not putting the accidentals in there. I also want you to go back to letter D and letter E and to check, now that we've gone through these things, have I put all of the accidentals in correctly? Have I gone through all of these steps? It might help just to write everything out like this. First, write out what is the key that you're in, okay? Then work out what is the chord that I'm going to, okay? What is the key of that chord? Write the key of that chord out and work out what chord 7 is in that key. Also check, when you've worked what that out, that one is, check it against the original key signature to see if you need to make any changes there, okay? Now, I'm not sure when I'm going to be back again. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, I'm not sure, okay? But for the moment, what I'd like you to do is to revise letter D and letter E, okay? Check if your answers for letter D and E are correct. If you think they're correct, send the pictures to me of just D and E, okay? If you need to make changes to them, make the changes and then send to me. I will send you a WhatsApp message when I'm back again, okay? Then we can continue with this further on, okay? Are we all together with that? So I'm just stepping out now, and then I will tell you when I'm back, okay? Thanks, everybody. Just go through this very carefully. If you can get this right, you're A away, okay? Thanks, everyone. Okay, you can go down. I'll be there in a minute. See. They're going quickly today. You can leave it there a little long.
Wala si.
Hi, Paradise.
Hello. Oh, busa. There.
You look nice.
You look nice on your.
Uhlala emayivili nosishi.
Na, na, na. Ay, ngicimela le nto wabenzile ukuthi kuthiwe nda imusethambile ndaqala ngicela ungikhiphe aphiwe ngicela ungikhiphe
Angazi nami bayadazi lezi.
think one second, that's fine. One second, pushing through. I is one little lump country of where I You think I should be long? I am. Yeah. Yeah, people love it. Do you want to see a chocolate? You know, yeah, that. And chocolate. Yeah, that's yeah, that's something. You want to go? Yeah, something, but. You want to make coffee? Let's make coffee. This one. Oh, somebody, eh? This one. Yeah, I'm sure. They should try to. And then that's it. Then no. Oh, no. And there was also. Yeah, rayo post rayo. Hindi ba sila? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I got that guy. That's what he won't mention doing. Yeah.
I'm going to check with them about that national anthem, but I think we better practice it in case. And then we also need to practice the musical item. Okay. I've still got some students here, so I'm just going to teach them while we're eating. Okay. All right. I'm back. Let me just send a message. Let's have a look. Where's the reach? There's a dustbin here. There should be drinks in there as well, right? Yeah. What did they give us today? Fish or chicken? Looks like some chicken or something. Yes, of course. Okay. I see some of you are still here, which is great. Okay. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are still online now, I want to just go through those last two with you, and then we will call it a day for today. But I want to next week we're going to start looking at something called modulation. I was going to start it today, but I think it's better to just make sure that we are completely okay with these diminished septs. All right. So in our, let me just get this. Now we're on letter D. And what I'm going to do now in this one, I want you to open your mics so that I can just hear when we are, when you are saying things, because otherwise it makes it a little bit difficult for me to always hear that you are here. Okay. So letter D was, the key is B major. All right. So what's the key signature for B major? Anybody there? Lunga? Paradise? I've got, thank you. Yes. Paradise? Amanda? Anybody there? Yeah. Ah, you like coffee? Hello? Okay, it doesn't look like anybody's actually there. There's a whole lot of people there, but they're not answering. So they must have gone off. So you can talk to me now. Make sure. Have you had couscous before? Have you had this couscous before? No.
What is
I think it's called semolina or something like that. It's It starts off as a grain, then you put water with it and it expands. So it's like an instant thing. You just put hot water with it and then it becomes this. It's like a small version of rice. I see you. Paradise. Amanda, you're asking if we are signing the register. I've already recorded all the people who are in the meeting, Amanda, so I've got you on the register. Don't worry. All right. For those of you who are still here, have you sent me a picture of your work? Just put your thumbs up like this if you've sent me a picture. Thank you. Okay, so it looks like a lot of people have already left. So what we're going to do is we'll pick this up again next week on Monday. I need you to bring on Monday that sheet that I gave you that I handed out, which is called modulation. Okay, which has the picture of the seesaw on it. Okay, please bring that with you on Monday. Well, it'll be an online class again. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
can you please report that we are all of us here?
We are all here.
I see you all. Okay. Can you please send me a WhatsApp with all of the people that are coming through on your feed, please? Okay. Have all of you there? Have you all sent me a WhatsApp message with your work?
We can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Have all of you there sent me a WhatsApp with your work for number D and E?
Not all of us.
Okay. Please encourage everybody there, please, to send me a picture of their work for D and E so that I can check that they're on the right track. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Everybody here says hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
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 Okay. How was your test? Did you do your test this morning?
Yes, I did.
How everybody was, I think all opera people, eh? Or what was it? I hope it all went well. And have a nice day.
Come on.
Bye-bye. Have a nice
Chinese,
afternoon.
it's a Shane.
Did the test go all right?
Yes. We're starting at 1 o'clock.
Oh, at 1 o'clock. Okay, good
We're
luck.
going to start at 1 o'clock.
All right. Thank you. Good luck, eh?
Yes. But we are expected to be seated by. Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
This will be your number.
That's
Number. Concern.